Welcome everyone. Now we are going to talk about strength. In the strength section, we are having different things. First and the most important one is Shadbala. We have explanation of every Shadbala, how it is calculated and all the values in the rupas and in the total score. And there's a beautiful bar graph color coded with respect to the planetary colors. And yeah, so that tells you what is the Shadbala for the native. Along with that, we have Ashtakvarga scoring here with all the calculations. Then we have Ishta and Kashta Phala. So this logic tells you whether a planet is malefic or benefic based on BPH. Mind you, all the calculation which happens here, most of them come from BPHs only. Then we go to yogas. In yogas, we have different kind of yogas. So Raja yogas, which are being formed on this particular kundali, and Daridra yogas being formed on this kundali. Then we have Nabhaza. Then we have doshas. Doshas generally cover these three major doshas which are used by people, which is Mangalik dosha, Kalsarpa dosha, and Pital dosha. Again, it's based on the classical definitions from BPHs. In the Shapa and Arishta, again, we are talking about any Shapa or Arishta existing on the chart here. When we go to predictions, before going to predictions, I'd like to talk about remedies because yogas and remedies will go hand in hand. Prediction is much more bigger concept. When we go to remedies here, there are different kind of remedies. All of them are just based on pure mathematical formula. So it's important to note that you cannot just use this calculator to decide which kind of stone you want to wear, because there are various cases where Lagan Lord here it's saying red coral, but if this Lagan Lord is going to sit in the 8th house, then wearing red coral might not be a good idea. Hence, it's always advised to refer to this, but also consult an astrologer. This tool is meant for an astrologer to help them to better understand things, not to replace anyone or just use the software to do any kind of predictions only without any knowledge of astrology. So that's about gemstones. We have Rudraksha and Yantra predictions according to the position on Kundali again. Then we have numerology, basic numerology numbers, Mulang, Bhagyang, birthday, month, and yeah, it's basic. Then some very simple Lal Kitab remedies and rules here. These are the standard remedies for every graha which you have to find depending on what the Kundali is. Again, it's very basic because as we know, original Lal Kitab is a much more bigger and much more in-depth book. It's not something which you can now have it in software like this because every rule will contradict with other rule, and it's always advisable to use an astrologer knowledge to decide whether to perform a remedy or not. Similarly, we have Ishtadeva calculation. This is based on BPHs. Again, we try to find the Atmakaraka and then the D9, 12th from the D9 Karakamsha, we try to find it. The simple calculation, you can find it here. So actually I'm explaining it here. In this particular chart, Rahu is the Atmakaraka. It is going and sitting in Cancer. 12th from Cancer is Gemini. Its Lord is Mercury. If a planet is sitting in the Karakamsha, in the 12th house, then that will become that will decide the Ishtadeva. I think in this chart, D9 is empty, hence Gemini, so Mercury becomes. So Mercury is actually Buddha. So that's where Lord Vishnu becomes the Atmakaraka. Sorry, Ishtadeva. But this is not the only method. There are various other methods of calculating Kuladevi and Ishtadeva Devati. So please consult an astrologer for that. Yes, in the settings you can make basic changes. Things like you can change your Ayanamsha, and also what kind of house systems you want to see. You want to select for Bhav Chalit. This can also be selected when you're entering the birth details. So if I click on this here, you can select the Ayanamsha and house system which you want to use. Thank you.